Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It has been a hot minute. It's been a while. And now I don't even know where I put my phone. I was gonna check to see the dates of when like the last time I did sprints, but November was really busy. Everything that I had planned was always on Saturdays, so I just wasn't able to do sprints. And I have so many other friends during the week that do sprints, so I was like, we'll just let them have their days and I'll get back into the groove eventually. But good morning. Happy Saturday. I'm sorry if you saw my stories on Instagram. Yesterday, I kept messing up times like crazy, and I put that I was going live at 10 a.m. Eastern, which at first, when I started listing all the time zones, I started doing it backwards, and I was like, "That's not right." And then I redid it, and I was like, "Something still seems wrong." It was the time. I never start at 10 a.m. I always start at 11 a.m. because on Saturdays, even if I think I can get my life together by 10, it just typically doesn't happen, which I've just been waking up at like 4, 5 in the morning, so I was up, but I don't know. I just like time is such a weird thing. Um Matt, who is my husband, he is normally off right now, but he's actually been working and he's working today, which I'm really happy for, but so like he's had a consistent schedule, which is not normal, and I don't know. I just have been off my groove, and so I apologize if you thought it was an hour earlier because that was totally my bad. But thanks for being here. I did want to do a shameless plug real quick. Um, I have a bunch of ready to ship tumblers, and they are all 15% off in my Etsy shop for this weekend only. So, I can customize them, but then they are not ready to ship, just FYI. But they're all 15% off. I have a couple cow print ones. This one is Endlessly Creating Myself, and I painted the flowers on it. Um, then I have this one that says Happily Ever After is not a fairy tale, it's a choice. And I really love the pattern vinyl on the bottom. It looks like it's embroidered, like hand embroidered. I just love it. And they're like sparkling like crazy, which makes me happy because it's actually really hard to see how sparkly everything is. But yeah, they're 15% off for this weekend only. And they ship priority, which um used to be 3 days. It's a little bit longer than that. So that's why I wanted to do a sale now. So if you're looking for some last minute Christmas items, you can get them, but they ship priority shipping, free shipping. Shipping is included in the price. So just FYI. I wanted to show those off. But yeah, hi. What is everyone doing today? I will be reading for a little bit and then I will be listening to audiobooks and crafting. I have a lot of custom tumblers to make and I'll be working on those. And I don't know, I have a lot of stuff to do. I was like, I'm not going to work this weekend. That's a joke. It's December, it's the holidays. I have lots of things to make stuff for. Also, so I'm currently reading a bunch of different things right now. I had the biggest Iron Flame hangover, and I did read A Court of Frost and Starlight, but it took me a while even to like attempt to read that. And then I did get um Fireborn, which is another dragon series. Oh, I was like, where is my dust jacket for this? Because I don't read with the dust jackets on. This is not the common one. It's a trilogy, I think. I think there's only 3 books. Um, but I listened halfway through this and then my audio was up on Libby and I didn't finish it in time. So I have the audio again and I'm gonna try to like listen and read at the same time. But I am just really in like, okay, I'm not very far in, but I'm just after reading A Court of Frost and Starlight, I just am really back like into this uh the Illyrian and Valaris and everything. So I think I'm gonna read A Court of Silver Flames for a little bit before I get into stuff. Um, Also, I'm gonna be switching up sprints. Oh my gosh, I didn't even add all my banners are from. So okay, I'm like all over the place. All my banners are from the book discussion from my book club from last weekend, and I was worried about um a timer or ambiance. So a lot of my friends who do sprints, they have been getting flagged for copyright with using other people's videos or timers in their videos. And if you get too many strikes, YouTube can completely shut down your channel. Um, which I mean, I understand. I wish there were just more resources out there. So there will not be like an ambiance video. I have a timer and I'm trying to learn how to make my own ambiance videos and make my own timers. And they're very time consuming to make, and I just don't have the time to do it. But that's something I want to do. But for right now, we're gonna have a boring one, so I apologize too. Things are gonna be different, but I just don't want to be flagged. And I mean, a lot of people don't listen to that anyways during sprints. So, anyways, I was gonna make a banner real quick of what are you guys doing this weekend, or what are you working on? Because I was so worried about the ambiance and the timer that I completely forgot about banners because why would I remember that right now? Anyways, that's how I'm doing. um okay. Vanessa stopped in earlier and said my mom and brother are visiting for the weekend, so I'm busy with them today, but I just want to stop and say hi. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Vanessa is actually the one that told me about the getting flagged and being careful about all of that. So I appreciate it. And that sounds so much fun. We, meaning Matt and I, got our Christmas tree last Friday, which is upstairs. We get a real Christmas tree every year. And I did take some footage. I make no promises on videos anymore. The last time I tried to make a YouTube video, my computer told me I could not add a 9-second clip, and then I spent hours trying to move all of my videos over onto external hard drive because I'm already out of storage, and it's just been like lots of little things. So I promised no videos, but I did film stuff, and we had a good time and got our Christmas tree. So, which it feels weird. I feel like December's flying already. I'm so glad I put this tree up, like, sorry, right after Halloween, because oh my gosh, the holidays just fly. Good morning, April. I hope you're feeling better. Hi, Tara. Good morning, Melissa. Yeah, it's been a long, long time since I've seen everybody. I'm reading Fireborn as well, hoping to finish it today. How are you liking it? I don't know. I knew it was gonna be really different than, Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I liked I liked it so far, what I was listening to. I think, like, actually reading it, I will enjoy it more. I just was expecting more with the dragons. They're like an accessory compared to Iron Flame and the Empyrean series. So I'm liking it, but I was hoping for more with that side of things. I'm chilling for as long as possible this morning till I have to go restore our sound system at the church from our play to be ready for service tomorrow. Then I'll be sewing tonight. Ugh. That sounds so simple. Not even a little bit. Um, I'll be finishing In a Holidays, then moving on to Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. Okay, I have not read Wreck the Halls, but I read In a Holidays last year, and it's actually I am so sorry for hitting the thing multiple times. I have it right over here. Um, what did you think of it? I thought it was really cute. I did not know. I just listened to The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren, and I thought that was the first Christina Lauren book I had read or listened to, and it was not until I realized In a Holidays was written by her, and I liked it. I thought it was cute. I will say when it comes to, like, Christmas romance and stuff, I just assume all of them are gonna be very Hallmarky, and to not expect anything crazy and just enjoy, like, the wholesomeness. Exactly how I kind of felt with this book. I had low expectations. I went in and just, like, was here for the cheesiness and the cozy and wholesomeness and, like, yeah, I don't know. I loved this. A lot of people do not. A lot of the people think it's a cash grab, but I personally liked it because I just assume that it's going to be like a holiday romance, and my life is not going to be forever changed by it. Even though I will say it affected me. I it, w- I could not have picked a more perfect time to read it for the first time. It just resonated with me so much with so many things. I'm crocheting this morning. Ooh, what you working on? Feel like working on a golden dragon? No, I'm no rush, but what are you working on, Laura? What are you crocheting? I will be working on tumblers later. I just want to read. I woke up super early this morning and couldn't fall back asleep, so I took a bath and read this morning already, which is really weird for me to do, but working on some orders this morning, then hopefully working on some Christmas projects. That's exciting. I have a lot of Christmas projects I still want to do, but until I get presents and custom orders done, a lot of my custom orders are due like this next week. And then I can do more holiday crafts. But that's Matt. When we were setting up all of our Christmas stuff, he's like, "Wow, we do not have a lot." And I was like, "Dude, I have no time to make anything. I don't have any time to like decorate. Like this time of the year is just so crazy for crafters. I think that's why I love Halloween. Well, that and my birthday is like a couple weeks before Halloween, and there's just more time. There's so much more time. Then it's like Halloween's done and it's just chaos for Christmas for crafters and small business owners after that. So I hope you're able to take time to do some Christmas stuff for yourself, Melissa. Good morning. Hope everyone is well. Don't know what I'm reading yet. Still on the coffee sprints. Booping the like. Thank you. Yes, I am really bad at telling people to like my videos, and I know it definitely helps when you get likes and engagement of any kind, whether it's likes or comments. So thank you so much um, for suggesting that because I have noticed that with a lot of my videos don't have any likes or very few likes because I completely forget about telling people to do it. I have 15% left and liking it. I'm at the part where you're, like, cringing till the issues resolve. Yeah, so if you don't like the, Groundhog's Day, like, reliving things, you will not like In a Holidays. Uh, and then, I don't know, to me, In a Holidays remind me of The Summer I Turned Pretty, but it was in one nice short book, not a three-book series that made me scream at the end. I love The Summer I Turned Pretty, but the last book is trash. I have a really hard time, like, bashing books, but I was so disappointed in that last book. Um, it just to me, nothing made sense. But I still love The Summer I Turned Pretty. I just I don't understand the ending at all. Hello, I'll be reading a little more of A Cross Country Christmas by Courtney Walsh and getting some stuff done around the house once my motivation hits. Okay. So see, everybody is reading like Christmassy stuff, and I just finished A Court of Frost and Starlight, and which is very like winter solstice Christmassy. And then I didn't know if I was going to if going into like another Christmas romance was going to kind of ruin it for me. Um so that's why I was like, "Oh, I'll go to uh A Court of Silver Flames," but now I'm wondering if I'm just a little heavy on the fantasy and I need to get more in the Christmas spirit because I have Lovelight Farms that I haven't read yet, and I've heard so many good things about that. So I don't know if I should switch it, but I do need to finish Fireborn before Tuesday, so I will have to like force myself to read that. But I have not read A Cross Country Christmas, but that is one that if I ever, like, get it available on audio or an ebook, I definitely want to read that one. It's okay, I'm just not invested with the characters, they seem really young and immature for their age, and yeah, the dragon stuff so far is nothing compared to Fourth Wing. Yeah, and a lot of people said that, "Oh, if you're trying to fill your Fourth Wing Iron Flame hangover to read Fireborn," and I don't know if that's, like, accurate. I feel like it in itself is a like, would be a good series, but to try to fill that void, I don't necessarily think it's filling that void, and I think I would be enjoying it if I wasn't reading it right after Iron Flame. So, I'm just trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, but, you know, it's kinda hard sometimes. I have a frog to finish and then an elephant and then a golden dragon. Okay. No, it's seriously, like, no rush. I have all the time in the world. Well, until next year when the 3rd book comes out. It makes me so happy. I have convinced, a lot of my friends to read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and now all of them are angry at me. They're like, "What am I supposed to do for a year?" And I'm like, "Suffer with me." They're like, "Why would you tell me to read this? I cannot suffer alone. Y'all will suffer with me." Yes. The Summer I Turned Pretty vibes. Yes. That's I if you like The Summer I Turned Pretty and you don't mind, like, the Groundhog Day, like, repeat effect, not to, like, spoil it, I feel like you either like that kind of stuff or you don't, then In a Holidays is a good book for you. Yes, read Lovelight Farms. Okay. Once I finish Fireborn, which I'm starting from the beginning, I'll definitely hop back into that because I think I'd be able to hop between, Silver Flames and Lovelight Farms pretty easily if I just, felt like it, but I also feel like Lovelight Farms I will read in 2 days. Um, I can fly through those kind of books. I don't know if you guys have, ever listened to it was Winter in Paradise. After this first sprint and I find my phone, I will, I will tell you. It's by, Ellen no. Anyways, she's a really big writer. I've never listened to her stuff before. I'm currently listening to another book of hers, but I wasn't expecting Winter in Paradise to end on a cliffhanger because I thought it was just like a one and done book. It is not. It is like a trilogy, but it was interesting. I'm not super obsessed with it, but it wasn't really like Christmas. It was like Winter in Paradise. So it's really like in paradise. and it just happens to be around Christmas time. I don't know. To me, it was like nothing related to Christmas. Yeah, I'm saving Love Light Farms for the week before Christmas when my life is a little bit more chill because I feel like I'm gonna love it. Yeah, and then um I just got a winter in New York for my book of the month. So that's the other part of me is like maybe I wait till the week of Christmas to read all the Christmassy books, but then I'm also worried I'm not gonna finish them. So I don't know. I get that. I'm debating on what I want to do. But okay, let's get into our first sprint. Like I said, I don't have a cute ambiance. I do not pay for StreamYard, so I can't add cool background yet to this. And I did not have enough time to like really look into how this works. So I'm gonna do a timer. And I know it's not as fun, but I'm sorry. Bear with me until I can make my own. And it's just on my computer. So, womp womp. I'm sorry. The vibes are not vibing today. But let's do 45 minutes and I will see you guys then. Okay? I apologize. Welcome back. I have no idea. Can you guys hear like the little chiming or no? Like I said, I'm just trying something new until I can figure some other stuff out. I know it's not as fun, but maybe I'll be able to make some of my own timers eventually. Um so I decided to listen and to read Fireborn. Uh, so I got like 50% in listening to it before I lost the audio, but I just wanted to restart now that I can like sit down and read and listen at the same time. And I got 36 pages in that sprint, and I'm actually I think I'm liking it better than the first time when I was listening. So it's about like dragon riders. So one would think it's very similar to Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. And they can communicate with their dragons, but it definitely is like not on the same level. But the vibes of this book, I I don't know why, but it's kind of giving me um a Knight's Tale, like with Heath Ledger, the movie. Cause so it's multiple perspectives, and the chapters kind of do like a flashback, and then it's like from a female perspective and then a male perspective, and the female is like from her name is Anne. Hang on. Annie. I was gonna say I think it's Annie. Um, she's from like peasant born class, and then Lee is this isn't a spoiler because this is literally like in the first little paragraph. Lee is actually from like this royal dragon rider legacy that was killed off, and he is like the last of his family, and so pretty much only like the higher ups got dragons until they were overthrown, and so now, like, everyone can compete to be a dragon rider, um, and it reminds me of A Knight's Tale because it kinda reminds me how, like, Heath Ledger is, like, trying to rewrite his stars, and so Annie is trying to become a successful dragon rider because no one in her village has before like represented them, and then Lee is under, like, I mean, no one knows who he is, and so he's just trying to get back some honor that his family like was taken from. And so now that I've like changed my perspective of like comparing it to Fourth Wing to A Knight's Tale, I'm enjoying it more, and so, like, with the dragons, they do sparring, and to me, it reminds me of, like, the jousting, and, like, the different competitions that they have to earn, like, rank and titles and all that kinda stuff. So, now I'm starting to enjoy it more. Um, because, like, comparing it to Fourth Wing, it is so very different, but I'm liking it a lot more. Um, I am really torn now because I'm liking it and I need to finish this by Tuesday for my book discussion that I'm a patron of Kendall from Bookphoria, the Dreamy Dragon Den. This is like her book pick, and we're discussing it on Tuesday, so I need to finish it by then. But I am still like torn on reading A Court of Silver Flames because I'm so excited. I pretty much know everything that happens in it because spoilers all over the internet and fan art, and yeah, but I don't know. I'm still loving it, and I'm ready to like read it. So, yeah, how'd you guys do? Sorry, that was a lot of rambling, but now that I've shifted my perspective, I am feeling this book a lot more. We'll see. We'll see. DIY vibes. Yeah, could you guys even hear the timer? Was it okay? I know it is what it is. I'm currently reading Crooked Kingdom. 70% would like to finish this weekend so I can start holiday books. Thanks for the sprints. Thanks for being here. I have not read that book. But 70%, I think you can do it. You'll definitely finish. Hey, I am enjoying Silver Flames. I'm only on like chapter 6, but I'm enjoying it. I'm listening to Blood and Steel. That's one I have not read either. I have been reading for consistently since, well, I've been reading consistently for like the last 2 years. I took a big gap from college because my jobs that I had, there was just no time. I worked 12 days on, 2 days off. I was on call 24/7. I managed a dairy farm, so I had, like, no time to read ever, but so my TBR list is so long now, but I am here for it. Hello, happy Saturday. Thanks for joining. I love that movie. I know, and I love Heath Ledger, so I think now that I've shifted my expectations of this book, I totally now am, like, getting that. I didn't get any reading in, finished watching a YouTube video and took a shower. I never watched A Knight's Tale, but Heath Ledger. Girl, you need to, watch that movie. That's one of my, like, I don't say all-time favorite, but I don't know, I'm obsessed with that movie. It's funny, it's got Heath Ledger, it's a good, like a fair it's like fairy tale, would that make sense? I don't know. I love it. I love it. Highly recommend. Um Oh, that sprint is over? That was fast. I didn't even finish my coffee. Oh, well, now I have to be productive. Ugh, I feel that. Um, so I was going to, like, shower before this, but since I woke up early and I took a bath and I was reading, I was like, "I don't feel like taking a shower now." And then I was like, "Oh, I got lots of time." I ended up falling back asleep for, like, an hour, and then I was like, "Well, now we just gotta move and we gotta make do with what we can because I don't even have time to shower." So, yeah. I love A Knight's Tale, modern music, and makeup with medieval dress and speech. Yes! It's kinda like what they did with Bridgerton now, but, like, way before its time. Um, and I just love it, and I don't know. That's like I said, the dragons in this book, like, they spar, and it's a competition where, you know, who can, like, there's, like, so many, like, certain hits mean, like, you get so many points, but then there's, like, the death blow. So it reminds me of jousting. I'm sure like, sparring is the same. I don't know as much, but because of A Knight's Tale, I know how jousting works in that movie. So I'm comparing it to that. And this book also kind of gives me, like, the medieval vibes. Um and not so much, like, super high fantasy, but I don't know, I'm still learning it because they do say that they can, like, feel their dragon's feelings and their dragons can help them feel certain ways, but it's definitely not like Fourth Wing. My favorite character in Silver Flames is the House of Wind. I'm so excited to get into it more. Um Like I said, I'm at the very beginning. I know a lot of the big things that happen, but I'm ready for all the details and how everything works out and comes together. Hey, mom. That's my mom. Made it to 79% and found no motivation for housework. Maybe after lunch I'll find some. Hey, at least you're getting through your book. I am also having little motivation. I will need to work on custom orders at some point. And I just wanna read, and I wanna chill, and I don't wanna do anything, so you're not alone. Maybe we'll all hold each other accountable, or we'll all enable each other to do nothing. I have 20 minutes left within a holidays. I can finally breathe since I know where it's heading. Yes. It does kinda give you, like, "Oh, please, no." And then you're like, "Okay, okay." I ended up liking it. It wasn't, like, a super favorite of mine, but like I said, holiday books, I don't put a lot of emphasis on. Yes, you need to watch it. A Knight's Tale, man. I kinda wanna watch it now. I gotta focus. I'm definitely gonna watch it later. I love that movie. I think it's on Netflix, or it was for a while. I own the DVD because I love it, and it's one, like, I'll watch at least once a year after I finish the book. That's perfect. Yeah, I'm getting more Game of Thrones vibes from Fireborn. Yeah, I could see that too. Definitely just, like, with all the different classes and the different types of dragons and the different type of royalty and things that happen, but I feel like Game of Thrones is very cutthroat and it's a little bit more violent. I feel like this book isn't that as violent, but with that being said, I just listened to it the first time and I was like flying through it because I was trying to get through it before the audio was up. And so I'm like annotating it, which I love annotating books, but I hate marking books. um, but because I don't think like this is gonna be super crazy, like obsessed with, and it's not like a first edition or anything, I'm not worried about marking it up. And also, these are linked in my Amazon shop. They're called Frixion Light highlighters, and they are friction like removable. Um Also, if you were to, like, theoretically leave your, like, highlighted book in a car, like a hot car in the summer, especially if you live in the South, I have heard that the heat would get rid of it. And then I also use the little tabs to mark, uh, different parts of the book so I can find where I've highlighted it. So technically, this bottom part, like, you can erase and it will get rid of the ink, which is really nice because I have other highlighters that they have like a marker that gets rid of it. Like the one side is a regular like highlighter and then the other side erases it, but then you can't go back and highlight it because the opposite ink like won't allow you to draw it. So these friction ones are really nice because they're heat based, and if like I don't know, if you ever wanna sell it, you would technically be able to, like, maybe use a hair dryer for the ink to disappear, and then, you just pull the little tabs out. I don't know why I'm like that, but I love annotating books. I love taking notes. I am starting up a book journal here in the new year where I'm gonna do a lot more, inspired things with it. Because I feel like you learn so much and really appreciate books, even if they're not your favorite, you know? Um, I want that house. Yes. I really wish that they would make ACOTAR into a series, even though I also don't want them to ever make it into I don't know. I am the type of person that I love when they have like series adaptations or movies, but I know it'll never be as good as the actual books, but sometimes it's just nice seeing the visuals put, out there, and so I would be okay with that, which I know wasn't there talk, like, before the strike about something with ACOTAR? I don't know. I know there's something in the works with Amazon with Fourth Wing, which scares me, um, but yes. There I definitely want the House of Wind. for sure. It gives me, like, high fantasy vibes. But, okay, let's move on into our next sprint then, and hopefully like I said, I don't know if this makes noise or not, but I'll see you guys in 45 minutes. Welcome back. How did everybody do? I I'm just sticking with Fireborn because since I have to get it done by Tuesday, I'm kind of flying through it. I'm on page 86 now and I'm like 20% through. The audio definitely helps. Otherwise, with fantasy, the amount of names of places, I mean, different like religions, royalty, and just the names of the people, I would be so lost. Um and the audio is pretty nice because there's 3 different voices for like the flashbacks and then the male character and the female character. Um yeah, so I'm liking it so far. There are some things that like remind me of Fourth Wing, like their classes that they have to take, and stuff like that. So I am liking it. It is not Fourth Wing. But once you get past that, like, mental hurdle, I am enjoying it even though, like, I know halfway through what happens, and then I'm hoping it still is good. Anyways, um, that scares me too, we don't need an adaptation yet. Yes, so with, like, Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, one of the things Rebecca Yarros said was that, like, she's excited for this to happen, but at the same time, if they're not willing to work with her, something could happen that they, like, rewrite, and it could affect the rest of the series that just isn't written yet. Um, and that to me, I'm like, maybe not. Maybe we should wait," or I just, like, hope that I just always hope when they do adaptations of books that the people care and they want to work with the author. That's all I hope for, you know? I'm all for, like, changing things if it's going to, like, benefit the adaptation, conveying things because I know you can't have everything that a book has, but they need to be, like, willing to work with each other. Hello, sorry I'm late, but I was attending I'd rather be reading sprints and still am reading Choose Me by Tess Gerritsen. Oh my gosh, cannot pronounce things, but and hoping to finish today. Thanks for joining. Yes, Katie popped on for a little bit to say hi. She does so many sprints if you guys want to follow her. She's super awesome and I love hopping on her sprints too. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. Thanks for being here. Only read 7% and made lunch for my toddler and I. Aw, what did you have? I need to eat. I've only had like a granola bar today, and this is something that I do every Saturday. I'm like, I'm gonna eat before sprints, and then I never do, and then my stomach growls like nonstop. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna eat on camera, but not eat on camera, and yeah. Got to 76% of Fireborn. Are you liking it anymore? Is there still I don't know, like, I like it, I enjoy it. I don't like it as much as Fourth Wing, but I don't hate it. Gotcha page 171 out of 320. Yeah, you're doing good then. Hey, Janet. Thanks for joining. Getting a lot done with orders. Yay. I know. So, having the timer versus, like, going to a certain time, I feel like it's going by a lot faster. Which I don't know if I like, because 'cause I'm like, "No, the day can slow down just a little bit," but it's just I don't know. I'm gonna work with it. Hey, Jess! Oh, it's so convenient that I have Melissa and Jess here. For all my crafty people, keep your eyes open on, Instagram on Monday for something coming. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, Missy. I had a late breakfast. So I love breakfast. Breakfast foods are my favorite, whether it's sweet, savory. However, I have a hard time eating like in the morning. And even though I don't start these sprints until 11, I'm like running around the house. And unless my husband makes breakfast, I just don't eat. So until later in the day, which then by the time I'm hungry, I'm on sprints and I can't really like make anything. I mean, I can, but I don't because then I'm like, this is my time to actually like sit down and read or craft or work on whatever I really want to work on. So it's really hard because I'm really hungry right now and my husband isn't here to make me anything to eat and I'm hungry. He wanted pizza rolls and I had leftovers, applesauce, potatoes, and green bean sheet pan meal. Oh, that sounds good. I mean, pizza rolls are great. I eat like a college student. I hate cooking. My husband does a lot of our cooking, which I'm so thankful for. And I have actually cooked multiple times this past week and ate all of our leftovers. So I don't even have that. But pizza rolls in an air fryer, game changer. They're good. I will always love them even though I'm 31. I'm a bit indifferent with it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. Annie annoys me. Yeah, I mean, I know, like, when I was listening to it, there's just, like, some things it's like, okay, either move past it or don't, but I don't know. I'm curious to see how everything progresses the second half of the book and now, like, actually absorbing it. Yes. So many fun things. Finished up in a holidays and love how it ended. Started Wreck the Halls and I'm on chapter 5, about to head up to church. So if you're still on, when I get back, I'll hop on. Well, thanks for joining, April. Yes, I liked the way that In a Holidays ended. There was a murky point that I was like, "Oh, please no." But I did like how it ended. I'm very curious to see what you think of, Wreck the Halls. I've heard, uh, like, positive things about it. So, I have A Winter in New York, Love Light Farms, and then The Holiday Swap are books that I, like, own that I wanna get to by the end of the year, plus Fireborn, plus Silver Flames. I think I'll be able to do it. These are all books, like, I really wanna read, so I think I'll be able to read them all. Yes, Melissa. I have Monday off from both jobs, planning on crafting all day. I'll be watching too. It's exciting. I mean, I hope you guys are excited. I don't want to say too much because still a lot has to happen over the weekend. But I know things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. Oh, I charge mom tax every time I make him pizza rolls. I love that. I've never heard of mom tax, but it totally makes sense. We have dogs. We have 2 now. We had 3. My one passed away this summer, but we had, the cheese tax and sing the cheese tax song from TikTok if you guys have ever heard that. I'm not going to sing it, but that's funny. And so one of my husband's flaws, which I mean, we all have flaws, but the one thing that he hates and I hate, but it's his like one thing is he chews tobacco, which is disgusting and horrible. And I'm like, when you have no teeth, what are you going to think about that or mouth cancer or anything? And, it's hard. He's tried to quit, all that. So when he goes and gets chewing tobacco, he has to buy me candy. And it's kinda like the same thing, like, well, if you're going to, splurge on something, then you need to splurge on something for me, and that's just something that he has to do. Mom Dax is amazing. I do it with chocolate. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna definitely remember that if when I ever have kids. I want to read Love Light Farms, Love Holly, and One Last Gift. Still need to read Iron Flame, but feel like I need to reread Fourth Wing first, my favorite book of the year. Okay. Yes. Um I would say read your holiday books like right now and save an Fourth Wing reread because I definitely think it's worth rereading before you get into Iron Flame, especially depending on when you finished it last, because Iron Flame is my favorite book of the year, but it took me weeks to read anything else because I just cannot stop thinking about it. I've been listening to the Fantasy Fangirls podcast, um, which is kind of filling that void on all the theories. I have a lot of friends now who have finished Iron Flame and can like talk to about stuff, but I finished Iron Flame the first week it came out and I was not okay with not being able to talk to anybody. And then like now people say like Fireborn is similar to Fourth Wing, like it is, but it isn't. And so just prepare yourself to have other non-fantasy books lined up after Iron Flame, but I would just say I would just, like, do holiday stuff right now because like, I'm a mood reader, I'm all about, like, the vibes even though right now I'm reading a bunch of fantasy, but I don't know, I can read fantasy year-round, I can read thrillers year-round, but when it comes to, like, Christmas books, I only like to read them, like, November till now, so if you're like me, I would read the holiday books, then wait, even though I love Iron Flame and I want everyone to read it. If you don't even like fantasy, Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, everyone has to read them. Yeah. Maybe he'll quit when the expenses get too much. That's what I keep hoping. And some states are straight out like banning it. And he tried. There was like one time he quit for 6 months. Um, and it's just like that's his one thing. I mean, he doesn't like really drink. He cooks, he cleans, he's a hard worker, he spoils me, so, like, I'm like, I don't wanna get nitpicky on it, but, I said if it ever becomes, like, an issue where, like, he spills we're not gonna get into too many details, but if, like, anything happens with, like, his spit bottle that he will be done, or at least I'll have, like, more boundaries for him. And he's trying, like, he tries to cut back, but it's hard, like, nicotine's an addiction, so he's trying. So that's all. I'll let him have that one thing, and as long as, like, it's not getting out of hand, but I get candy out of it so far, so I'm fine with it. Okay, I think we're gonna do 2 more sprints. So I think we'll do this one 45 minutes and then maybe the last one 30 minutes. Like I said, today's flying. I don't have anything else really going on, but I would like to eat and make something, which I don't want to move upstairs, but so we'll go for another 45 minutes. Um yeah. I mean, I love my husband. I would love for him to quit, but that's his one thing. So, okay, we'll go for another 45 minutes of this round, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Well, in 45 minutes. Welcome back. Hopefully you can hear me. I accidentally put my AirPods in and my AirPods will connect to my computer, and then when you take them out, then it like unhooks them, and so that's why my blinged headphones, my cheap headphones from Amazon that I made extra, I normally wear them when I listen to audiobooks, especially on Sprint, because it just connects to my phone. I don't have to worry about it interfering with anything. Um, but yeah, how did that sprint go? I think I'll do like one more like shorter sprint. This one went by really fast. I did end up eating. Sorry if my heater is going on too. I was trying to turn that off. So I did eat. I had pizza rolls since we were talking about them, and I was like, oh, I can make that really quick. And I did read a little bit of The Court of Silver Flames. I only read like a chapter and a half. And then when I was eating and getting food ready, I'm listening to Five Star Weekend by Ellen Hilderbrand. She's pretty popular with like a lot of like, I don't know, she has just like, I don't know how to describe it. It's I don't know how to describe it. There's like It's like somewhat like rich people, and then there's normally like a twist, some kind of drama. I just started listening to her because it's really popular, and it's kind of cool because in the Five-Star Weekend, they comment on like Midland, Michigan, which so I'm from Michigan. And Midland, I mean, it's not close to me, but it's like one of the higher end places to go, but not a city many people know. So, I thought that was kinda cool. Um, and I'm liking it, like, I don't her stuff kind of, like it's like Colleen Hoover where I like listening to it as just, like, a filler palate cleanser type book, but it's not, like, life-changing for me, but I enjoy it. Not every book is gonna be 5 stars, and I'm okay with that, and especially when I'm trying to, like, mix up genres. That's what I like to do. So, I'm 31% into that. I feel like so I'm, like, so many books right now, which normally I don't do, but I'm getting, like, a lot read between everything, so that makes me happy. So how'd you guys do? I got 17% of Beneath the Hood by Emily McIntyre. She's brilliant. Okay, I have not read any of her books yet, but I follow her on TikTok and I do have Hooked, right? That's the same. Um, and I've heard so many good things about her and this book in particular. Definitely next year, I'm for sure reading it. Um, that and I just, like, wanna support her more, but I that's one where I've, like, heard excuse me, I've heard mixed things about if you, like it or not, so I didn't buy the whole series yet of it, but I don't know, I'm excited, I think I'll like it. And page 266 of Choose Me. May finish it next sprint. Good job. That makes me happy. I this last sprint, I didn't get nearly as much done, but I got lots of little things done, and I'm not super hungry anymore. Finished a cross country Christmas and loved it. Got my little guy down for a quiet time, and I'm gonna take a little nap to try to get rid of this migraine. Oh no, we do not like migraines. I get migraines. I've had them since I was a child. That's not fun. I'm sorry. I hope you feel better. Actually, why I didn't do sprints a couple weekends ago was because I did a retreat with my mom. Go on this crafting retreat with a bunch of my mom's coworkers or past coworkers. And so it's like coworkers and friends, and we've been doing it, well, they've been doing it for years and years and years, but for the last 5 years, I've gotten to do it, and like, enjoy getting to scrapbook and craft and do all the things with the ladies, and actually, yesterday, I was notified that one of the girls, she thought she was having a migraine, and she actually had a brain bleed, so, if you guys are the praying type, I would definitely appreciate prayers sent out to her and her family. They were able to stop the bleeding, but they don't really know what's going on. And that's one thing I do want to know. Notify people that have migraines. If it feels different, like for any reason, uh, please go to the doctor. I know I'm one that I do not want to go to the doctor unless I cannot get rid of the migraine, but this is actually not the first time I've heard of someone having like I've actually met someone else who had a brain bleed. Well, she actually had a brain aneurysm and thought it was just a migraine. So, please take care of yourselves and I hope it's just, a typical migraine, but just so you guys aware because it's super scary and I think um a lot of us that experience migraines, we tolerate pain a lot more than other people, so you think it's just the typical migraine when it could be so much more. Got to 85% of Fireborn, still indifferent. It makes me so nervous, but I'm hoping I just get rid of any expectations and see how it goes. I'm not expecting 5 stars. I'm hoping for 4 stars. I had to go be responsible, but this last sprint I was able to finish crocheting my frog limbs. Good job, Laura. I've been avoiding working on tumblers. I have not read this much literally in a month. Like, literally after I finished Iron Flame, I've read this book. That's it. So the fact that I can actually sit down and read as much as I'm reading, I feel like I just need this. But I also need to work on custom orders. They're for my grandma, where I love my grandma. She's trying to support me. But I'm doing custom tumblers for a lot of people like I know, but I don't know well. And my grandma's like, "Oh yeah, just figure it out. Make them whatever way you want." And I'm like, I don't know them well enough to know what they want. So I do have a plan, but I'm not like super excited to get working on them until I really get in the groove. And then I like doing them, but it's like first starting it, be like, okay, is this the vision I want? Is this gonna work? All that. It's that first like scary step, and then once you get moving, then it's fine. I just I was like, "Thank you. This is what I wanted to do is make 6 tumblers for strangers with no direction." Close to being done cutting out orders, up next, Christmas projects. Good job, Melissa. Yeah, hopefully you finish that, next round of sprints, and then you can craft the rest of the night. Prayers to her, I can't even imagine. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not gonna say too much about her family life or anything, but I've dealt with a lot of loss this year, and I'm like, "No, we are not doing this. She's gonna be okay. We're gonna have lots of prayers, and it's gonna be okay." Yeah, that's the author, but I love A Small Town Romance, which is the Sugar Lake series, not the Never After series. Yeah, I looked it up because I actually haven't heard of, that one, and I saw, like, it definitely looked small town vibes, which I guess I didn't realize she did that too, which I'm all about small town vibes. I'm from a very small town, um, but I'm also, like, a fantasy girl, so I'm excited. That makes me even more excited. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, any extra prayers are very much appreciated. Just it's crazy. And, like, the fact I know, like, 2 people that have migraines that have had this happen, it's like, okay, we do need to be careful because that's what when I said I had migraines to this lady that I worked with, she was like, "Oh, if it's ever if it's different, just go in." She's like, because she said if she wouldn't have gone in, she would have died. She had a brain aneurysm, which is terrifying. Um, so it's just crazy. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, we will do thank you, Janet. Janet's my prayer warrior for all the things. We'll do one more sprint. I don't know what I'm gonna read. I was getting a lot done with Fireborn, and I probably should just do that. So I think I'm gonna do that. We'll do one last sprint, and we'll only do it for 30 minutes because by the time we wind up, then it'll be about 3 o'clock my time. So I feel like that's pretty good. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and it sounds like everyone's getting something done, which is good. So see you in 30 minutes. Welcome back. That was our last sprint. Um, I I'm on page 118 of Fireborn, so I'm pretty happy with that. If I do 100 pages every day, I'll finish this before my discussion. So I'm pretty happy with that, especially because I've got other stuff done on top of it. Um, Done with Choose Me. I'm gonna log it into the Reindeer Readathon form. Yay, that's super exciting. Starting No Words by Meg Cabot next, I think. Okay. I love Meg Cabot. I actually the Mediator series was like one of my favorites. Uh and like I don't know when I started reading it, if it was middle school or high school, but then even in college, I think like the last one I got on my Kindle. And so this year, I actually, this summer on Pango, I went and bought the whole series. Um, I love Meg Cabot, so I'm all about it. I'll be listening to The Girl He Pinned by Blake Pierce for the Dasher prompt. One of the words on a long list is a girl. I think I'm next year, like this, I never knew about like the reindeer readathon and all the different prompts and stuff. And now just like learning all of the bookish things and meeting so many people online who host these and like Vanessa and Katie. And I'm excited that like to try doing that all next year. So that's super exciting. I have to head out. Enjoy your day. Thanks for sprints. Thanks for joining. Thank you, everyone that was able to join today. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, please give this video a thumbs up if you had fun today or you just stopped by for a little bit. On my last order, good job. That was like perfect timing with everything. I need to work on orders. I am exhausted. My waking up at 5 a.m. and then taking, like, a hot, like, nap is affecting me, and I don't know if I wanna take a nap and then stay up later and work on stuff or try to just, you know, march through it. It's really gloomy here, and it's really warm here today. It's, like, in the 50s, but the temperature's dropping and the wind is picking up, so it's really stormy, and I just wanna take a nap. I'm almost done with the frog and have the Fantasy Fangirl live Q&A for Dragon Riders on their Patreon. I'm excited. I am not a Patreon of theirs, but it's very appealing. I need to be like I need to just reallocate some of my funds because I think I would really like their Patreon. Um, but also I'm like I got a lot on my plate and there's lots of stuff for free that I will be okay with. But that sounds like a lot of fun, Laura. I would be excited too. I got a mile walking. Good job, Janet. It's that's the thing is I wanted to finish putting up our Christmas decor outside, but it's so windy that I feel like most of it's gonna just blow over, and I'll just rather deal with the cold and no wind. But also, Matt's not home, and I want him to help me because then it's easier when you have someone like working on it than someone who's telling you where to put stuff. So the Discord chat is a great community. I love it. Okay, so I like Discord, but I'm very new to it. And sometimes it's just like a lot, and then sometimes it's not a ton. I don't know. I'm trying to get into it, but it's just like new. But I'm sure their Patreon is very active and their Discord would be very active. Which is awesome. I really like them. I actually started listening to Nicole has, her own podcast that she's been doing for years, and it's about artists and, like, a lot of it's, like, actors in theater, which I am not. But, I mean, sometimes I like, cause I'm a content creator. I'm an artist that way. So I've been listening to her podcast from the beginning as like motivation and just like accountability, discipline, and all the things that like come with being an artist. So I really love like the two sisters, and I think they offer so much to the community. So I'm very thankful for everybody that recommended the Fantasy Fangirl podcast. And then I was able to find all the other stuff because of it too. Still here, no reading by my parents came for a visit and just left, and we have you on the TV. So we had to explain sprints. So many of you guys put me on the TV, and that's when I'm like, I cannot eat on camera. I have to be very conscious on camera. Like but I'm thankful that you're able to tell them what sprints are because it's very hard for some people to understand. And it's like just come and watch and then you'll get an idea for it. But I'm so thankful that you're still here even with them coming over. Yes, her podcast is great. Yeah, and I don't know. It has been helping me mentally to just get through some stuff and to keep going. And even though I'm not doing as much as I want, I'm still like I'm still going. I keep trudging on. So my laptop tends to lose internet, so having you on the TV keeps your watch time. Much appreciated. That is one thing I'm trying to like between lives and edited videos, I'm trying to get my watch time up. Like, I would love to be monetized, but I'm far, far away from that. But that's a big goal I have for the end of next year, trying to be realistic. I also get really in my head about edited videos and then I film them and then I just don't finish them. So that's a big obstacle and a big goal. And I'm hoping in like upcoming sprints and then maybe a couple lives we can work more on like I'm a big resolution person, but not like I don't like would just what are your goals for the year and planning the year out? I love this time of year. Even though you can start anytime, there's just something about the new year that I have a lot more motivation for than just a random Tuesday or something like that. So I appreciate you guys all so, so much. Thank you for being here. I should see you next Saturday. I do have family Christmas, but it's not until later, so it might be shorter sprints, but I should see you guys next Saturday. So thanks for being here. Bye.